Um, so next month, we will actually start by practicing faces, right? We've been doing feature practice. We've been doing kind of construction practice. We're going to do another session on a different Asaro head, just so that I've been working on a portrait all week, and it's like 90% done, 99% done. But the 1% that's off takes a long time to figure out. So before I kind of bring you guys to that place, because there's a lot of like, faces are hard. That's all I'm going to say, right? They're hard. They take time. There's like problem solving. I'm not going to say I'm not going to get there. I'm just saying, of all the things to do, it's the one that can take the most time. So I just want to give us one more session where we're not having to really make something that looks like a person. Want to do something like a little bit. So Melissa, I know you missed last week's lesson. So I want you to feel free, where we talked about features placement and also eyes and nose and mouth work. So as we're working on this, as we get these planes in, I want you to feel free to start adding features and ask me to help you with that. Okay. So as we're going through, that's what we're going to do. But next week, we will actually start with the real proper person. Not just you, Melissa, anyone can ask me. All right, so let's get started. Go ahead and get a sheet of paper. Also, the last time I did this lesson, I was at the coast and the reception was terrible, and straightening everything. That's the problem. Here we go. Okay, so when we start, so this is the John Asaro head. And John Asaro is actually a dude who, as far as I can tell, is still alive. He's an artist. He does this kind of really amazing sort of expressive, figurative, and portrait work. Like his portraits are really beautiful for the way they show light. So he's worth looking up. But he also developed this system for figuring out how to light, how faces light. Right? Like how to light a face. So, and it's used by many people. That's probably, I noticed he charges a lot of money for his paintings. So like, that's probably where a lot of his money comes, but his, but this is a pretty well-known system for kind of figuring out where the lights and the darks of the face are. Because the face is interesting. It's not exactly a circle. It's not exactly a cube. It has like many of those places, but because the face is one of the places on the body where we can actually, there's musculature, and some fat cells, but mostly we can see the skin is stretched over the skeletal structure. So we can see kind of minute changes. So it's good, and those are called planes, right? That means like the face is actually turning direction. So that is the sort of point of planes, is that every time there's a shift in direction, there's a shift in light. These are hard to see, so the Asaro head is kind of an exaggerated version so that you can really see them and learn where they are. Because if you don't know where they are, you'll miss them. You'll think they're not there, and they really are there, right? But in a subtle form, in a more subtle form. So planes are like super important. However, what I'm going to tell you is, once we get in some of these structures, I'm going to suggest that you start to add features in, or to, you know, more cleanly, more clearly. And I'm happy to review any features that you want to talk about. So any questions on that before we get going? This concept of planes. There's a few other places where you can really see the bone structure. One is hands. The other is feet. Please don't ask me to put my feet up. I think I can do it. I'm too old. Right? So you can see, because there is definitely muscles and tendons here, but we can see the bone structure of the hands, which is why these things are so hard to draw. There's lots of little plane changes. One day, we have occasionally do a lesson on drawing hands, but of course now we're going to be focusing on the face. So, all right, we're going to start, as always, with a line at the top and the bottom. And let's do a couple of checks on things. Number one is I want to find the halfway point of this line from the top to the bottom, from the top of the head to the bottom. I have a couple ways I can do that. If I want to, I can totally use, look, I have this totally neat little, adorable little ruler. So cute. I can use that. However, it's giving me kind of a stupid inch measurement, like 4.75. So finding the halfway point of 4.75 is really annoying. So instead of doing that, you can do that as you're drawing this. I'm going to kind of guess. I'm putting a little tiny mark here. And then as you can see, I'm taking my drawing implement and with my thumb, I'm marking the bottom of that. I'm basically marking off the width, the length of this, that halfway point. Then I'm going to bring it up here, up to high up. Wait, so I want to bring it down here. 1, that's better. So here is where the halfway point is. Oh, interesting.
But that's not the middle of the eyes.
Yes. Why do you think that might be? Great.
Because this is an exaggerated face.
Nope.
Oh, because we don't have hair.
Nope.
All right.
But good questions, good guesses, all good guesses. It's the bottom of the eyes, right? Rather than, it's because his head is turned a little bit. His head is not looking, he's not looking exactly straight out.
Oh, he's down.
A little bit down.
Ah.
And I can really tell because his ears are up higher. I can really tell because the ears are up high. So he's slightly, yeah, this dude is slightly head down, right? Which means that things are going to be in different directions. This is a great time to point out that although in general, if you're doing a face forward, right, the halfway point will be the middle of the eye line. It's sometimes that's not true. And it's still good to find the halfway point because it still tells you where things are on the face. The other thing that's a good point to do is once I've got my halfway point, I'm going to find the quarter point. Once I find I've got it here, I can come down here. 1, 2. So these should be all the same. 3, 4. Right?
And how do you get the width? How do you know how wide to make it?
I'm about to show you.
Okay.
At the halfway point, this is the really tricky part. The halfway point, I'm going to measure the width from ear to ear. Right? So I'm going to measure this width from ear to here on the halfway point. I'm going to line it up with the base of the chin, and you can see that it comes up just a little bit farther than the quarter point. So now when I come, maybe like I'm going to put a little, let's see, I'm going to put a different color so you can really see this differently. So there's my pastels. Here we go. It's about here. I'm going to take a picture of this so you guys can really see it. It's kind of how insanely crazy you got to be able to see this. Hold on. And then I'm going to show you how to sketch this. So here are the initial measurements. So remember that yellow mark is not the halfway, it's not the quarter point, it's a little bit above the quarter point. Just drop my pen. So these are the quarter points, quarter points, quarter points, right? This is exactly halfway down the face. So when I'm sketching, I get to decide kind of randomly how I get to decide. I'm not going to draw this face this small. I'm going to draw it a little bit bigger. And I get to randomly decide how long I want to make it. I'm going to make it about that long. Oh, come here, you. Hold on. Get this. All right, there we go. So you can make this as long as you want to. bigger so you can draw these features a little bit bigger. You can see that this size is definitely way bigger than this size. How do I make things the same proportion? I divide in the same way, right? So now I'm going to find the halfway point of my straight line. That's about, I'll double check. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's about halfway. Let me double check it again. 1, 2, yep. There's my halfway point. Some days I'm really, oh, I can tell this one's off. Can you see that? I marked that there and then I checked it. Oh, totally off. Some days I'm like super on with this. Other days I'm totally off. That's just how it is. Some days your measurements, you can really see them. Some days you can't.
Well, yeah, I think that has to do with how tired your mind is, because this stuff takes a lot of mental.
It really does, doesn't it? It requires a lot of like, so.
Yeah, this type of drawing is really like the mental version of a hard workout at the gym.
It really is. So, so you can make your line as long or short as you want it to. Don't make it this big. Make it a little bit bigger than that. Give yourself room. Of course, it'll be easier to draw, or maybe harder, right? And then to find my halfway point, which is here, kind of at the bottom of the eye line, I know that this line, the width of this line, yeah, that's right. Yep, the width of this line between the ears at the halfway point comes up to just above the halfway, above the quarter point. So you see, I can take this measurement. I'm now marking it off with my, you can see my pencil goes right up here to this little area. I'm marking here. And then I'm marking off the distance here with my thumbs. So I can now come here. Sketch that here. Here. I think this needs to come a little bit this way. I want it to be about equal. Now let me double check it. Yep. I also want to check that these are kind of equal. And then I can draw this line across. So everything starts with this cross and getting those proportions right. So go ahead and everybody get those basics in. Notice how much your mind is going to fight with you on this. Your mind is going to be like, no, that's not it. Here, hold on, let's get a picture of this. It's totally it. Your mind will be like, oh yeah, that's where it is. And like, it'll totally be off. So observe this about yourself and your mental process. Oh, hey, Janet.
Hey, Janet.
Hey, Janet.
Hi.
Oh my God, that pose of Breeze last night was incredible.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Oh, she's a master.
So fun. It's so cool.
Oh my God. She made a mushroom, one of those red mushroom caps, and then she painted her face. She looked like a freaking fairy.
She always makes me want to get my watercolor sketch pad out, and I got it out last night, and I hardly ever get it out. And it has a painting of Brie as now a mushroom. It has her as a hot dog. It has her as a watermelon.
The best part about this is that Brie, who is now your regular model, was my Zumba teacher. So she used to do Zumba class in the hot dog costume.
That's hysterical.
She's pretty good.
I also have one of her dressed up as a lobster.
She's the best. She's the best. All right, let's see here. Well, you guys are getting, Jean, that's perfect, by the way. Bravo. Yeah. See, it gets better, right? Like as you practice it, right? So we've got That's down. You've got that sketch. This. Kind of sketching around each edge. Let's see. Yeah, everybody send yours in. So let's see. Good job, Tosh. Let's see. One. Oh, I just have to blow it up just a little bit bigger so I can see it. Perfect. Good job. Good job, Tosh. Great job. If you want to, you can now divide this line. Once you've got it correct, you can divide this line into quarters, but don't do it until you know I've checked it to make sure you've got the right proportions. So here, slightly smaller than this. So let's see, what would the half point code be? It'd probably be. One, two, three, 4, or you can divide it into eyes, because that's also true. It's 5 eye widths, or you can find quarter points there. That kind of tells you where things are. Do you get what's going on here, Addie? Does it make sense? Okay, so just send it in. Take your time. Do the best you can. It's a lot like all the other things we've been doing, right? All the other drawings we've been doing. Yeah. And then for those of you who have been checked, you can kind of start your sketch of the outside of the head. Why are we doing the outside of the head first? Anybody know? Why?
Because if you don't get that right, you get nothing right.
Well, it helps to get the outside shapes right first, right? So that you won't exaggerate the size of everything else. Here's the way that people who teach themselves how to draw a face. They start by practicing the eyes until one eye until it's perfect. That's doable. And then they do the other eye. And then they put the nose in, and then they put the eye, you know, they kind of move out and expand out in the face. That works just fine. It works okay when you're dealing with a face forward face. When you move faces to the side and the sides aren't the same, people are unable to, that doesn't work. Because what happens is, as you're working on things, you've probably noticed that you make things too big. So it helps to get what we call the envelope of shape. Right, this envelope of shape out here before
Okay,
the bigger shapes.
If the top of his head is flat,
Yeah, flat.
does that make a straight line down to the if you were making the chin flat, or is it bigger?
You mean, are these things the same?
Yeah.
They look similar.
Okay.
They look similar. Good observation. Nice correlation there. I like it. So you're like, okay, I'm going to do that down here too. Notice that you don't bring the head all the way. There's like 1, 2, 3. So notice this is not, it's kind of squared off. Also a nice way to really see that. Actually, I can see I kind of messed this up a little bit. That should be more like this. Mm-hmm. Then I can draw a line straight down here to the 2 ears. Comes down to about here. This helps me kind of situate my jaw. Oh yeah, look how high up the nose is, Jean. It's like way high up. It's like in between these third quarters, like that's definitely showing somebody's, let's see, somebody's putting their head down.
Oh, yeah, because the line between the eyes is still way up too, so.
But notice we can still use this method based on these ideas. Let me take a picture of this so you guys can see it. I'm gonna slow down. Tell me if I'm going too fast. I'm trying to slow it down. How's everybody's day been? Good, bad, crazy? Everyone's like, I don't even want to talk about it. Just leave me alone. Let me draw my damn
I had to
face.
start the day by spitting a whole bunch into a tube because we all had to do COVID tests before we can go back to the office next week.
Spitting into a tube? That's the new COVID test?
That's the one they say is the most accurate.
You're
spit
kidding.
and you have to, it's a little tube, but you have to have like this much. And you go, 2, and then you're like, okay,
That's
that's
not very
nothing. And
much.
you just sit there and go, 2. It's disgusting.
It's still better than having somebody stick something up your nose.
Yes, that's true.
I haven't heard about that test.
I haven't either.
Oh,
Spitting is much easier to do than like sticking something up your nose.
I don't know. I'm not a squeamish girly girl, but somehow spitting. Ugh.
Just think about like somebody you want to spit on. And then it'll be like.
Oh, that could be nice for my brother because he's got a really weird nasal passage. It's like an S.
Right?
It goes like this. So every time they stick something up his nose, it makes his nose bleed.
Oh no.
So we were getting him COVID tested, and since they have to do both, they did one and made it bleed. They did the other, made that one bleed. So he's just like,
God.
Oh, your poor
blood
brother.
yeah. And so, and then they had to do it again because it didn't work because there's too much blood. Blood
Oh no.
Oh,
yeah, it was rough.
Yeah,
That
find somebody that does
is
the spit
rough.
test.
Yeah.
That is rough. Yeah, Josh looks pretty good. Don't worry about going fast or slow. Don't worry about getting this right or wrong. I'd rather see your drawing and help you correct it. No one's judging you on how this is going. So do you not have your mom's phone, Hattie?
No, my mom's dropping kids off right now.
All right.
There's a lot of people that go
In your
lots of
house.
places.
That's right.
In my
All right,
house.
hold it up. Hold it up.
Okay.
Let me check it. Okay, 1. Okay, I can already tell that you do not have your face at the halfway point. You're gonna have to bring that line down. That's why
Okay.
don't start drawing the outside shapes until erase the outside shapes until you get that right. So start with
Okay.
that. Hold it up again. Hold it up again. 1, 2, right. 1, 2, yep. And then, so get it to the actual halfway point, and then I want to check your width. Well, that will change your width. So erase the outside lines and try to get this line and this line correct. Don't worry, it's like really hard to do. I mean, particularly when you're eyeballing it, it's like super hard to do. But I am training you on this so that you can do it, which is why we're here practicing. Anybody want to see the next kind of steps here? You can go on if you want to. So you can see that here is where the ear kind of bends down like this. And then the same here on this side, down like that. And then the chin, so there's like these 2 straight lines. This is where the jaw comes in. And then, right? This is a hard line to get right. This is the thing I'm kind of struggling with right now on my shape, on my face, the one that I'm painting. I'll show you guys a little bit later so you can see like how little things, you know, how even small things. I'm happy to share my process on this. And since you all are all working on like, you know, doing stuff and having me correct you, I'm happy to show you my mistakes. So we've got that. And then if you want to, you can add in, remember that the neck kind of lines up with the outside of the eyes. It's thick, the neck is thicker than you think it is, really is what that is all about. Actually, let's not add the neck first. I'm going to stop here. I want everybody to get through. I'll be right back, you guys. Gonna go get it. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah.
Thank you for having me take your cards.
Totally, thank you. Really? That's lovely.
And also because you need some variety of interest.
All right, how's everybody doing? I got things to look at yet?
Yep.
All right.
I sent a picture of Metropolis, the movie, because this is what these faces
This
always make me
dude
think of.
totally looks like that. Tosh looks good. So now, Tosh, try to look at where the eyes are,
Okay.
right, in relation to these halfway points, and also to the planes on the side of the nose and the center of the nose. So go ahead and try to get those located. I'll show you how to do it in a minute if you want.
I just have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is the center of the mouth above the jaw hinge?
Well, let's take a look. The center of the mouth seems to be kind of right there.
Okay, so
Yeah, seems to be. Great question. Right, because we know the center of the mouth is at this quarter point, right? Oh, Addie, here, sorry, hold on. Let me add you again. Let me see. Melissa, feel free to send stuff in so I can take a look at it. All right, so 1, 2, yep. Better, there you go. Okay, ready to go on.
Okay.
Good job.
Awesome.
See that? Were you surprised at how far it was off?
Yeah, it was.
It requires a lot of concentration, this business. So, but you're doing good. All righty, let's see here. Oh, your poor brother, Addie, that just sounds terrible.
No.
Sounds awful.
It was a rough deal. It's not very.
Right. So when I'm trying to locate the eyes, right, I'm looking at this is a kind of simplified eye. This is a more complex eye.
Can you, before you do that, can
Yeah.
you do that shape in between the eyes, like the top of the nose and the
The top of the
eye
nose?
socket?
Sure, sure,
To the-
absolutely. So I can see, here's the quarter point, right? So I always like to have these kind of outer boundaries. So here's this plane, right? And then, yeah, this plane. Here's the top of this square, this plane, and here's the bottom of this plane. And then it almost looks, if I could do a straight line out, like, actually, this is a great way to do it, Jane, great idea. There's like a thing like this and a thing like this, like a little hourglass.
So about how far, okay, so the top of that triangle,
This?
yeah, that's not at that halfway point.
No,
Is
it's
it,
a little bit, but it's a little bit below the halfway point.
but it's not halfway between that and the
Nope,
middle.
nope, it's a little bit lower. So you're gonna have to kind of guess where it is.
Okay,
Here's the, right, here's my quarter point. Here's where my top is, here's where my bottom is. But I can tell you that these are about the same height. So once you get this, check and see. That'll be about the same height.
and
Melissa.
the top
Okay.
of that eye socket thing does not line up with the corner of the eye. It's more inside, right?
Right. Exactly. Okay, Melissa, I think you're too big. Here's why I know that. You put the ears on the outside edge of this line. So
Oh my
you
God, I
went
did
like,
the same thing I did last time.
isn't that funny? Well, you're not the only one who
Love it.
does that. So here's what you need to do.
Okay.
Just here, I'm going to draw what you did here so you
Okay.
can see. So you
That's
did
so
that.
funny. Oh my God, I still did the same mistake.
Isn't that so funny? That's why it's good we're doing this again. So you did that, right?
Yeah.
Right, and on this side too. You came out here and then you put the ears on the outside. You and my graphic designer. So what you want to do is
Push
erase.
his head.
You want to erase the outside ears, right? Erase those lines. And I would erase the top headlines too. Erase everything on the top so that you can get things in the right places. And then here at this edge, right, you're going to put your ear in like that.
Okay.
Put your ear like that. Then you're going to draw a straight line like this. There. That'll help you shape the head. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, got it. Good thing you looked at it. I would have had a fat head at the end of this.
And you would have been like so frustrated, right? Like,
Why is it not looking right? Why does he have such a wide head?
you'll
Yeah,
get to the point. See, this is why also, to be really fair, the last time I taught this lesson, we had terrible internet, right? So I really understand a lot of the nuanced points getting lost in the challenge of trying to do this. Thank you so much for that move, Troy. That's really lovely.
Yeah, can you show how you did that nose part again?
Yeah. So I came here. Let me just erase it. So I started by looking at all the plane changes happening in this quarter point, right? So here's this, here's here. And then I noticed that if I come down just a little bit is the top of this plane. Sorry, I'm wiggling my drawing board. And then a little bit lower here is the bottom of that plane. Now, if I measure and this distance is the same as the distance from here to here, and there's still a little space up here, then that's where this little nose area is going to go. Got it? Then I can start drawing these things out. This is kind of like a little hourglass. This is the bridge of the nose. It's important because there's an interesting shift that happens here. But more importantly, up here, right, we have this kind of interesting right? That shape. Now we can start kind of getting our, and that helps me shape down here, right? So Jean, that's a great way to do it. So Tosh, probably the best way to do that is to start with this shape and this shape. And then that will help you kind of locate, because I can see right here, there's the eye, right? It goes to there on this one. By the way, you guys are doing awesome. Right, and then I can start to kind of sketch, because this is my quarter point. So see, now I have this eye. It's going to look so huge. Hermes has a friend who comes to play with him, my neighbor, Kaylin. Can I take a picture of you? Send them across the class. So right now they're playing.
Is that what that jingle noise is?
That's what that jingle noise is here. So like, yeah.
I can use a silent.
No. Play it. It's cool. We're good. Here, I'll send it across to you guys so you can see. Here it is. There they are. That's Kaylin and Hermes playing. He's doing the jumping. She just bought him this new toy, which he's completely obsessed with. So I'll take any pictures, or hey, if you want to put your pet up on screen, I will totally share your pet to the world. We're big on the pets here. Jessica, Jean, we have pets. We have pets.
I don't want Pebbles around right now.
Oh,
Or any of them.
do something bad.
Always.
Always. Is Pebbles the bad one? The naughty one?
Oh, they're all terrible, except Furball, because she's perfect.
I just said Cora is hugging the heat and the light.
Let's see. Oh. I love her markings.
Yeah, she's
That's a pretty
gorgeous.
girl.
Can I see?
Here, yeah, look. That's actually a pretty good one. Should I send it to you? You want me to text it to you?
Sure.
Okay.
She's the boss of the house.
She's totally the boss of the house.
Oh, Addie, who's that?
Who's that, Addie? Oh, let's see Addie's
Is that a
doggy.
schnauzer?
Here, hold on.
Yeah,
Here
he
we go.
is. His name's Harry. He's
Oh.
super social.
Oh my God, he's so cute. Hi,
I just went to the groomer today. He just got back.
He looks fantastic.
Harry. Oh yeah.
Wow, he's
Look
really
at those
nice.
great like drippy bang things going
Oh,
on.
they're his eyebrows. I don't know how he doesn't like have them annoying.
He looks like one of those angler fish, you know, with the little
Yeah.
like thing on the top of his head. Harry, you're lovely. Look at
Oh,
you,
you're so cute.
buddy. You're a good boy. Oh, what a good boy. He's a good. He's like, I don't know what's going on here.
That is Harry.
All right, let's get back to face drawing. I know that was totally fun. On the other side, you're going to see a kind of a, this plane I think is easier to see because this eye is a little simpler. But on the other side, it's a little bit more complex. So observe here, right? That little triangle before you sketch the eye. So you can actually kind of come in here and draw that in. Comes down pretty low too. It comes almost to the halfway point. See that? So when you start to sketch your eye, you can start to get those shapes in as well. Right back. Just wandering around outside, so I'm gonna go grab her.
Leah?
Went away for a sec.
Is the middle of the mouth the midway point or lower?
What do you mean? Midway point of what?
Is it the middle part of the halfway point?
What halfway point?
From the halfway point in the middle of the bridge of the middle of the bridge of the nose?
What?
See the middle of the cross?
Hold on. Oh, I'm not looking at what you're looking at. Hold on. Well, on the Asura, the halfway point in the face,
No, the halfway
or are
point.
you talking
she's
about
drawn.
between the bottom of the nose to, oh,
No.
I
Leah,
see. I
Yes.
see what you mean.
see where,
Yeah, I think so. I think
where
so. too,
is
yeah.
the bottom of the nose or the middle of the mouth? The middle of the mouth is the halfway.
Is the quarter point, right?
Yeah, that halfway point between. Okay.
Right. And then I don't know, let's see, where's the halfway point between that nose?
All right.
Looks like it's a little, it's kind of like slightly above. Yep. It's not exactly at the bottom or the top of the nose. It's about here. If you were to divide this half in half, you can see the nose kind of comes down like this. So observe this part of the nose. It's very dark. So if I were to find the halfway point here, 1, 2, right? The nose kind of comes down, then goes up, and then kind of scoops in like this. Oh, I'm glad we're doing this one, because it does kind of help us sort of generalize some of these. It generalizes the measuring rule rather than where exactly everything is. And then I can just kind of attach this down. If you remember correctly, here's the light. Anybody ever have any idea faces were so complicated?
I hate faces.
You'll learn to love them. You'll learn to love them, young lady. Notice how, as I was starting to add my planes in on the side of the face, I noticed that I didn't really have enough room for them. So I kind of scooted my little light area a little bit in. I have to do that over here too. Oi, come on. There we go. Janet, what are you working on?
I'm working on one of my mannequin head drawings.
Yeah, can you send it over to us so we can just see?
Yeah.
Because I can see that like the middle line is the halfway point of the mouth, I can kind of draw a line here and here. If I want to, I can like sketch up that upper line. So observe as well, how dark the upper lip is compared to the lower lip. Anybody know why that is? Why is that?
Light.
Yeah, what about it? What's happening?
Well, your
Why
upper
is
lip
it dark?
sticks out, so it shadows.
Right, so the upper lip goes in, right, away from the light, and the lower lip comes out, puffs out. Here, I'm gonna do a great demonstration for you. Please don't make fun of me. right? Lower lip goes in, so it goes away from the light. Upper lip, lower lip, sorry, upper lip goes in, lower lip puffs out to catch the light, like this part, like here, and like here, and like your two cheekbones here. Also, the top of your eye socket. Oh, I always forget how great that is. We'll go over that. If I divide this last half in half, I can see, what is this slash, what are these slashes? So by the way, this last quarter, if I divide it in half, we get that sort of dark part of the chin. Oh, that's not in half. Half, half, yeah, there we go, half, half. What is this thing? If this is the mouth, what's this? Is that
The
just a
dimple
second
under
mouth?
the dimple under your chin where you're the shadow of your lower lip.
Right. So anytime something sticks out on the face, right next to it is an area that goes in. So that means the things that stick out towards the light are light, and then there's a dark area right around it. It's a good way to think about it. Yeah, that little dent looks really weird here. It looks like a second mouth. Oh, I totally didn't bring my mouth out long enough. There we go. So I don't know if you noticed this, but when I was guessing, I totally made my mouth too short. I have to lengthen it out. There we go. A little bit better. Kind of lines up with the quarter point. Anybody having fun with this yet?
No,
So everything is in relation to everything else. This is what I really love about the lesson of drawing faces, right? Everything is related to everything else. I love that. I love that that's the lesson that we learn. And if you're, because while that can seem kind of tedious, the glory of it is you have a way to kind of measure. You have things in the right places or not. Everything is related to everything else. So I'm sketching kind of these outer eye sockets. That's really what this is, the outer eye socket. Let's see how you do. Jean, let's see. Things are looking pretty good, Jean. Oh, although this line, let's see.
Which line?
No, I think things are okay for the moment. The mouth has to come out wider. The mouth kind of lines up with these, right? More, not quite, but it comes out. So wait, I have it a little too wide. But bring the mouth out a little bit wider. I made that mistake too. I kind of guessed where I thought it would be, and I was wrong. What I also really love about this exercise is how much it helps you to understand that if you have one piece off, you're kind of missing everything else, right? So you need to have all the shapes. We have this tendency to kind of focus just on the thing that we're working on, and we forget about the thing next to it. And in an exercise like this, all of those things are important. They all have a role, right? So this shape that I'm drawing right now, which is on the outside of the eye socket, is as important to get right as the actual eye itself. I haven't even really started shading anything yet because I don't even have. But it is kind of strangely satisfying, isn't it? In a weird way, like it's kind of mesmerizing. My hope is that you're a little bit mesmerized as you're going through this experience. Let's see. Oh, shoot, I'm sorry. I've been missing all of this. Okay. So Melissa, you put your guy, you are using the measurements that we talked about last week. Those aren't going to help you here. Here. I'm going to remark these so you can totally see them. So Melissa, look at your quarter points and see where your features are. Also, I feel that you still haven't brought your, you brought in your face more. Hold on, just check it. 1, 2. Actually, I think the shape of the face is fine. You're gonna probably bring it, but notice that the quarter point, which is where the nose would be if the face was looking forward, is actually where the center of the mouth is. You have the nose there. So just, yeah, just notice that in this particular case, because the face is kind of tilted down or up, I think. The nose is farther up, the mouth is further down. This looks like a straight on, but it isn't exactly a straight on. There's a tilt
Which
to the
one are
head.
the lips? Because I can't, it's confusing.
Where is the lips?
Yeah.
The lips are right here.
Which,
It's
okay.
at this third, so at this one here is where the center of the mouth is.
and then what's the thing below it? That's just like the neck or something.
That's the chin.
Oh.
Mhm. That's the chin in an exaggerated form. The chin has a part that sticks out and a part,
Oh, okay.
see that?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep, good
Got it.
job. So yeah. So move your nose up. Here's the kind of halfway point. in between the two quarters. The bottom of the nose is between these two quarters, right in this quarter, right? This is the halfway point. However, it shows you're retaining what we talked about the last night. So good job on that. Just won't help you here because that's not where things are here. I do promise we'll go back to these kind of more regular measurements just to practice them. Sorry, who else have I missed here as I've been doing this? Tosh, that's looking pretty good. I like it. Yep.
I'm gonna start shading.
Start shading. Do it.
I feel like this also shows me what you were saying last week about how dark the face is.
How dark the face is? Yeah,
Mhm.
way darker than you think it is, right? Right? So much of the face, everything down here is so much darker. And particularly, can anybody tell which is the dark side of the face? Which is the darkest side of the face? Which is the lightest? Is there a dark and a light side? Can you tell?
The right side?
The right side's darker?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can see more planes, right? If you compare these two, this is a little bit darker than this side is. Right? It's dark everywhere on both sides on the edge, but this side, the planes are darker. Absolutely.
Should we be planning to do like soft edges when the plane changes?
Oh, you can just, you can darken. You don't have to worry about it. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. I would say, don't worry about that. Get them strong so you can see them. Yeah.
Bye. I need to
Bye.
for, but she's playing with it all.
Oh, that's
Thanks,
awesome. Did you
guys.
mark your stuff on the calendar?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see you tomorrow at about the same time. Bye, sweetie. Thank you for the present.
That's so sweet that she brought a toy.
Oh my God, I pay her to play with him every day so that he will kind of lose his,
So
get
he'll
some of
sleep
his-
at night?
Yeah, so he'll let the rest of us sleep at night. Oh my God. That cat. That cat is nut bar. That cat is entirely nut bar. And he attacks his sister, who's not really his sister. She wants nothing to do with him. The other cat that we had, the perfect cat that we had before we adopted him. And it's just a lot of, anyway, it's a lot
Does
of
it work?
negotiation. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it riles him up even more. He wants even more. He bothers her even more. It's just terrible. By the way, Melissa, I totally agree with you. This is a weird looking juxtaposition, but it does. So sometimes it works. I mean, he's definitely happy having somebody to play with. He really loves Kaylin. So he's he really enjoys it. But I don't know. I'd like to think it works, but you know how it is. We have our plans. The animals have different plans. Different plans. Completely. Suppose children are the same. Once you get. So what's really happening, Tosh, on these sides of the face is that where the face is darkest, that's where the face is turning to the side. We like to think of that as the front of the face, right? But it's not really. It's turning to the side. it's turning, it's like the, you know, it's like the cube that looks a little bit like this, right?
Last week I was having trouble with the jaw, like,
Mhm.
and
Like,
is
where does it hinge? Where does it come down, right?
mhm.
Yeah. Does this help?
I think so.
Yeah. I think you'll see it more as you start to get into, this is not a real face, right? So you're going to see this more as you start to get into.
I'm glad whoever he is won't see these.
Leah, how does this
Yeah.
look?
Let's see. Hold it up. Actually, that's looking pretty good, kiddo. I think the mouth, hold on, I want to check and see. Mouth's in the right place. I think the mouth has to extend a little bit wider on each side. Here and here, right? Other
Okay.
than that, keep going and then go ahead and start shading.
Awesome. Thank you.
I mean, you'll find other things as you start to shade to be like, oh, I was totally off there.
Mine looks like Quasimodo.
You want to send it over?
I
You
did.
sent it, haven't you? Okay, let's. He's getting there. He's really getting there.
Everything I think is a straight line dips to the left.
That's a good thing to observe. That's a good thing to observe about oneself. This is what you learn. I feel like this is what I really appreciate that art gave me, that learning to draw gave me. Everything I think I'm seeing, I'm not seeing, right? It's a little different. So I have to pay a little bit closer attention to what I'm seeing to really make things work. When I'm looking at this cheek, for example, on this side, my cheek, I'm like, hang on. It's narrower. So I'm actually bringing it in, right? I'm making that, and it actually kind of comes like that. You can see that the side of the face here, the top planes, although they're darker than the side planes, they're lighter than this bottom cheek. You start to really observe these subtle shifts. I can see that it's darker in here than it is in here. Right? It's a little bit darker than it is up here. It's slightly. Darker on this side than it is here. Interesting.
Leah,
Yeah.
Addie is adorable and I love to look at her, but can you make yourself bigger?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Sorry, I totally forgot about that. She is that. Sorry.
She is, but she's
You
not
wanna
helping me
watch?
learn where I need to darken things.
Right, you got it. You got it. Yes, ma'am. On it. There we are. Oi. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna take him in. Right. Come on, boo-boo. I don't know. I do find projects like this kind of nice because they occupy my mind. It's a little bit like meditating, not exactly like laying on the beach meditating, but it does kind of keep you occupied. Like we've been going almost we've been going an hour and 15 minutes. We have another 45. I want you to feel like this is less about getting this particular exercise totally right and more about observing where you tend to go off the rails. Does that make sense? So that when we get to real faces, you start to have a sense of where you struggle to see things. Melissa's going to remember that she always likes to put the ears outside. Right, Melissa? You're going to remember that you always like to put the ears outside the thing.
Right, a big ass fat head.
Right? Really fat head. You're going to be like, why is it a fat head? It's because I did that again. I did it again.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Next time, I'm gonna try to remember that. I'm like, okay, no more fat heads.
Watch, next time you'll make him like super skinny, too skinny.
Yeah.
That will be the next problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It could be like my own like flair. Like I'm the artist.
Just fat heads.
The fat head. I'm like, that's my artistic expression. I give everyone a nice fat head.
Totally. I mean, faces are hard. So we're going to spend 3 months with faces. We're going to do all kinds of fun things. By the end, you're going to be a lot better. And we might even do a couple of things. I might even throw some hands in there, maybe feet. We're going to spend a lot of time with this subject so that you really feel you'll have had a good solid run. And then we get to decide what we do for the next quarter. Maybe we do figure drawing, maybe we go to painting. I'm kind of open.
How did you decide to do quarters this time?
I just think it's a better organization, right? Like I wanted to spend more time in everything. I wanted to spend a little bit more time. Also, I needed to have some breaks between the classes, and quarters made sense.
Yeah, I can't believe it's already in. We would have been already done with this if we didn't.
Right, right. Like, so it's a month. It just didn't feel like enough time. And 6 months often feels like too much time. So like, I'm like, let's try 3 months per thing. And that will like give us time to actually kind of get somewhere with the subject. I have some ideas for some mini courses. I'm totally excited about it. Jessica's gonna be teaching one of them. We're gonna do a series of like 3 session courses starting in the second quarter. So starting in April. I'll roll out more information about that when I get them all scheduled, but I think that's going to be really fun. We'll include a Procreate class. There's going to be.
We're gonna make babies?
We're gonna, yeah. Jane.
What? You said procreate. I'm like, wait, what?
Abby is cracking up over there.
I'm only laughing because I've heard that joke so many times with all my my family.
Yeah, everybody does that. Procreate. Tosh, no.
Not in front of Addie.
I've actually been working a lot with Procreate, and it's really fun.
It
I know
is
a lot
really
of the-
fun, isn't it?
I know a lot of the tricks now
Excellent.
on there.
Maybe
It's,
you can be
Good.
Emma's gonna teach it, so maybe you can.
oh
be
yeah,
Emma's-
Emma taught me most of them.
Yep,
Actually, when I got my iPad, I went over to her house and she taught me how to use it.
of
So
course she did. She's great like that, Emma. So Emma is one of my teachers. She teaches. She's in art. She's in college now, so we don't do. I try not to give her. She's pretty busy, but we have ideas for like short courses. So she'll be teaching a few of the short courses. She will also be sometimes substituting for me. Not in this class though. I don't want to leave you guys in this situation without having a lot of help. It's hard work. We're going to learn we're going to practice doing this in charcoal too. And we're also going to practice doing faces in ink, which was really radical.
Sorry. Ink, you can't make mistakes.
You can make mistakes in ink. You know that. How do you do that? You know that, June. Jean, you know that. With ink, you can totally make mistakes. We just do all of our initial drawings softer, right? Like with the brush, very light till we get things. In any event, we're all going to do the best we can. Don't worry about it. That kind of stress that Jean is expressing is actually excellent. If you feel a little bit of stress, right? A little bit of like, how am I going to do this? Oh my God, how am I going to do this? How's this going to work? That's a really wonderful way to go into class, because that means you're at the edge of what you know, and you're going to have to stretch your mind a little bit to be able to and you're going to have to practice, because it's not just about understanding where things are. It's getting the tool, whatever tool we're using, right? To do what we want it to do. There's all these things that are happening in that and that thing. They're all skills. So everything is a skill, and everything is going to be like, so anyway, that sort of feeling of fear is usually followed up by a really fantastic feeling of accomplishment once you start to learn the new way. The anxiety tells you that you're going in the right direction. How's that? Anxiety has a valid point. Anxiety is actually working for you. Anxiety is telling you you're going, yes, go more this way. It's funny, nobody ever tells you anxiety is good, but it's really useful. Fear is good. It can keep you safe. Anxiety is good. It tells you that you don't know how to do something, so you're about to practice and learn something new. You do know that I won't leave you kind of on your own. I will leave you. I will definitely walk you through it.
Jean, I heard the abstract art class was really fun this week.
Oh
was
my
so much fun.
God. It was
Can you tell us about Leah told us a little bit, but I would love to hear what you thought.
Oh, it was just so much fun. I used instant coffee and Chinese food, plastic utensils.
That's fun.
it's the class called Voice. So she was really encouraging about using whatever you had laying around to make marks.
Yeah, and people were using pasta and oranges and all sorts of crazy things. And it was so much fun. It looked so cool. Everybody's marks was great. Were great.
I'll share a little bit if you want to see them. Do you guys want to see what they did?
Yeah, I thought it's great.
Here, I know you can probably see it, but look at these. These are so fun. So here is like Stephanie Eschenbacher is a is in Mexico. She works for Reuters for TV. Here, hold on, I'll send this over. So this is her painting. And then here's what she painted with.
Oh, I love that you also had the tools.
Yeah, that was Karista's idea. It was just so fun. So wait, here it is. So here's what she used to paint with. Wait, where is her thing? Where are you? Here's what she painted with. Beans. Looks like an eyelash curler.
Gosh.
And gluten-free pasta.
He was like, no loss, it's gluten-free.
You really affected the mark making, I'm sure.
Isn't that nice? Right, right. We won't miss this in the kitchen.
Yeah, how does this look?
Let's see. Actually, I can already tell it's looking pretty good. Oh, that's looking great. All right, so now I want you to look at the ears. I want you to look at some of the planes close to the ears. I'm going to take some pictures so you can see more closely, Addie. Here, hold on. I've got another. I added a second. Otherwise, that looks really good. Hold on. Let's see. We'll move the spotlight. I'm going to put this up and then give you a close-up so you guys can really see.
Hey, Dia. How was dance? Is there a package?
Close up here.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Close up here. I'm going to send both ears to you as small pieces so you can start to get some of those details in. Is that kind of helpful to you, Addie? Can you see how that might be useful? Oh, Tosh, that's looking great.
Yeah.
That's looking really great. Good job. And I have a feeling that these, if you do a close-up look at these, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go darker.
Actually, I'm thinking you can go lighter in some places.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me look and I'll take a look. Yeah. So I would say go lighter. Look at these areas that you've got. Let me hold this up to you. I want you to hold this up and squint to see the light shapes.
Okay.
So your dark's got a little bit too dark. So as well as like these darkers, the darks you've got, and oh, by the way, you can totally go ahead and add in the pedestal if you want to also, but
Okay.
notice that the neck has like some planes in it, right? Here, hold on, I'll hold this up.
So like maybe my fours are too dark and my threes
Yeah.
are.
I think your lights are, your darks are fine. I think your lights are too dark. So lighten your lights. And then I'm going to send over what's happening with the neck so you can really get the neck. That's where you can see the stretch happening in that Adam's apple. Good job. What you'll see is that these planes in the face, you'll start to see these planes in the face in all the things that we do. So you'll observe that although this is very dramatized, right? This is very exaggerated. It's always kind of darker down here and on the sides. It's darker kind of here. It's darker on the bottom of the nose and the sides. It's only kind of this light area in the middle that's kind of light, right? There's these dark eye sockets. It's interesting how you start to see how these planes are actually showing up in the face, but in a less exaggerated way. I'm just looking quickly to see if I have any more exercises for you, Tosh, since you rolled through this one pretty quickly.
That's I'm going to be using your electric eraser. So
Yes.
Good. Yeah.
hear it.
Good stuff.
Right.
Did you get one too, Jeannie?
I got one. Yeah, I'm not using it for this, but yeah, I love it.
Pretty great.
Told you all so.
Yes.
Oh, you
Yes,
did.
you did.
You did. You were right.
Jessica, I have one complaint though. Like I feel like I use it too much. Like the eraser, like I have to keep. You have to have a lot of erasers, right? You have
Yeah.
that problem.
So I preserve that eraser for either little tiny details that I'm drawing in or special use where I just really need to lift something up. But the one that I use, is this one.
Here, hold on. Where are you?
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
That
Hold
one
on.
I use more than the electric eraser.
Show it up. Show it again.
It's just
Oh, that's neat. What is that? Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I
It's
love
just,
that. I have that.
yeah.
what is it?
That one is. What is it?
Can you send the Amazon thing? I was like,
I don't know. It's somewhere. I forgot what brand
Oh.
it is. It's just one of these little erasers. It looks like a pen, but it's not. But I
See,
use
this is-
that. That's my first line of, well, my kneaded eraser is my first line of defense. And then I have this one and then the electric eraser. Don't overuse it. you
Right.
know?
Jean, this is looking great. This is looking
Getting
great.
better.
Getting better. So you need to go a little bit darker, right? On these sides in here.
Wait,
Right.
hold on.
Here, hold on. I will. That's pretty cool,
Okay.
Jessica.
Yeah, show me where.
You need to go darker
Okay,
on these sides, right? Because you're pretty dark on this side. That's pretty good, but this is darker,
okay.
right? Because, yep. Also, his ears seem small. What's
That's
up
because
with-
I have small ears.
somehow. Oh, I see. So somehow can you bring his chin up a little bit here? Just a
I've already
touch.
brought it up a little bit, but yeah, I know it's
Bring it
too-
up a little bit more. And the reason I'm saying that is that your width is not quite. Remember, the width is a little bit higher than the quarter point, and
Yeah,
right now
yeah.
it's showing up right at the quarter point, which is why the shape is funky.
right.
But otherwise, it's looking pretty good, much better. Also, look at this shape, right? This shape. These are important shapes, these dark shapes,
Yeah,
and how they play against these light shapes. So actually, what you and Tosh are both kind of struggling with is absolutely the same thing, just different layers of it. She's gone really dark, right? In her
Mhm.
light areas. You've not gone dark enough in your light areas. So once you see these planes, now you kind of step back and you're like, okay, if I were to squint and miss some of these planes, this area is kind of light. This looks
Mhm.
really dark against it. Although there are shades here, they aren't as dark as what's happening on the sides here, right?
Right.
So it's like kind of going back and then going, I can see that this is all a little bit more shaded. Even this light area is a little bit more shaded
Okay.
on this side than here.
Uh-huh.
So
Yep.
now it's starting to see those bigger patterns,
Right.
right? But it's pretty good, Jean. You're getting better and better. And
I
I
put
feel
that
like,
eraser in the chat, people.
thank you. We'll take it. Oh, great. In the chat, in the Zoom chat. Yes. Excellent. The mechanical eraser.
I love that eraser.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't buy it. You'll be addicted to it.
It's only $5.
I know. I know.
We'll just keep on keeping on buying things. All right, so next week we will start with real faces. I will find a face and we will work on it. The fun continues. We painted that orange so many times. Here's the final one in oil. It's cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know. They're fun. Tomorrow, I think we're gonna do a coffee cup. Let's get to remember to send that over to everybody. Pick it.
What, Pebbles? Oh my God.
Oh, poor Pebbles.
Well, Dia came home, so now she's all awake.
It's Daya's fault.
No, it's Pebbles' fault.
It's Pebbles' fault.
Yeah, it's always Pebbles. Dia didn't tell her to be annoying.
Dia didn't tell her to lay on the rug in the dark so that she looks like part of the rug so you step on her.
No, that's
Aw.
Isis.
Oh, that's
Isis
Isis. Sorry.
Yeah, that's why I changed the carpet color. Pebbles is light colored, so, you know.
Oh, you see her on the carpet.
Yeah, you see her, but she's following you around anyhow. She's the one who steps underneath where you're walking, so you step on her. She's the cat who gets stepped on because she's in the way.
Yeah.
Aw.
Inkling's the one who sits like a loaf of bread in the middle of the dark hallway, and he's black, so you don't see him until you step on him.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
Isis.
that you call it like a loaf of bread.
No, they are. They're like
He does. He looks like a little loaf of bread.
all of these cats. They're all bread loaves. It's really funny.
You remember Clibon Cat and the
Yes.
cat Meatloaf?
Yeah.
Oh,
See if I can find that. Here,
I
hold on.
love to eat them mousies. Mousies,
This is
what I
love to eat.
With their tiny heads off.
That's off,
little
nibble on their tiny feet.
Oh, dear.
It's a whole thing. Here, hold on. Clibon Cat Meatloaf.
Well, yeah, I changed the ears a little bit so they look better.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I can already see. It looks great.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
looks great. All right, so if you want to, actually, I really like the shading. Oh, his ears come all the way down to the nose, the bottom of the nose.
Oh, okay.
All right. So go ahead and bring those down. That's what was off.
Okay.
Ears are always bigger than we think they are. Here it is. How to Tell a Cat from, it's a cartoonist. And this is their famous, an old cartoonist. Here we are, Clibon Cat. Cat and meatloaf. How to tell a cat from a meatloaf. It's pretty good. All right, everybody, wherever you're at, go ahead and send it in to me so I can take a last look on it and give you not a last look, but I can give you a little bit of advice for our last leg of class. We've got about 20 minutes left. Janet, how's it going over there? Send us.
I'll send it over in a minute.
So Leah, my class is over, my portrait class.
Yeah, how was it?
Oh, it was amazing. But mostly what I discovered is that I just need so much practice.
It's so funny, isn't it? I have the same feeling.
I suck. It's terrible.
No.
Oh no, I do. I suck. It's really bad. But I'm gonna get better.
Excellent. Melissa, great recovery. Great, read. This is great. Excellent. Are you proud of yourself, Melissa? Do you feel good about this one?
I'm just glad that that's not a fat head. I'm really trying. I don't know what it is. I guess I like big heads or something. I keep trying to be bigger.
I like big heads and I cannot lie.
Oh,
the
no,
other
Leah.
brothers can't deny.
That's me. Call me Sir Mix and Melissa, like big.
These are really looking good, you guys. These are looking really great. So Melissa, I would say work on the planes on the top of his forehead. Notice that this is the thing that I found the most actually helpful about looking at the planed heads, is that I realized that the forehead wasn't all one value, right? It's like a little bit darker up here, a little bit lighter, a little bit darker, super light, dark. So work on these plane changes happening on the top of the head. Very nice though. And I love the corrections. To me, what makes me even happier is that you managed to pull it in right from where you started. That's the great thing. So excellent work. Good job, Jean. These are looking great. Just keep going. If anybody wants, I can send the, oh, Tosh, that looks great. It looks great.
Yeah.
You're a little bit slanting. I can see that happening on this side. Can you see your lines kind of going it down? Like
Oh,
this
yeah.
See, that's what mine do, only the other way.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Oh my God, totally. Look at that. Let's see if I could find a little bit of a little sketch that you might practice, because I know I sent a couple of others over from last week. Actually, if I wanted to, I could send you over we did a lot of work on eyes and faces and things like that. So let's see. Yeah, for those of you who feel like you're done with this exercise, I'll send you over something. Send you over a little exercise that you can do.
Want me to work on with him?
I want nothing. I think you're kind of done. So let's have you work on eyes. I'm going to give you a step-by-step.
Pebbles stole my oily rag.
Pebbles. All right. Can you guys see that? If you look up close,
Yes.
try it.
So the eyes?
Yeah, the eye.
Eye.
Yeah. And including the upper, yeah, try that. So if you're like, this is why I'm glad I wrote a book, so I could just send you something. Just take a picture of like what it is I want you to.
Will you buy
I
your
couldn't
book?
find any. This is my book. Yes, you can totally buy my book. It's on
It's
Amazon.
available on Amazon.
Jean bought it. Yay. Yes, you can totally do it. Here it is. You can buy the book. And what I like about the book is I have 3 step-by-steps. You get to draw me, looking 8 years younger, which is really awesome.
You look exactly the same.
Wait, where are we? Here we are. So you do a pencil drawing step by step, and then there's one in charcoal. We will eventually do this with my former student Malie. She posed for me, and then my former student Rahul. We can do in ink. So it's got these. I will go over all of these ideas, but like they're definitely. There's a lot. It was everything I knew about faces at the time. Of course, now I know more. I'm trying to think if I would do it differently now. I like it. Actually, I feel good about it. So go ahead. If you finished, let's see, Janet. Oh my God, Janet, that's fantastic. It's so weird.
Yeah,
I love it.
that's the idea.
It looks like you actually did a little collage on, did you make this in Photoshop?
No, this is a drawing from a
But
live
what's
session.
this?
Huh? Hold on.
Oh, I see. There was a head on a thing. Got it. I got it. This is
So
actually a
Michelle has this
drawing.
like deformed skeleton where all the pieces like are kind of wired together.
Oh my
incorrectly.
God. That's
then we put-
fantastically
We
weird.
put a mannequin head on top of the, it doesn't have a skull. So
Right.
we put a mannequin head.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
This is so good, Janet.
So good.
Oh, have I told you, Janet, how much I love your Christmas card?
Yes.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
God, I
It-
love it so much.
It was
And
really
we-
fun.
We thank Jessica for teaching the perspective lesson so you can nail that.
Yeah, because I had
Love
done that drawing. In fact, I think it's in the perspective lesson. I showed it as an, or no, it wasn't that one. It was
Yeah, but you were
another one.
working on it.
Janet,
You
and
were,
I had set all on it.
yes.
Yeah.
We had a chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
great.
so I did the whole drawing all over again after Jessica's lesson. And
Yay, that's what we like.
It's
yeah,
just
and
brilliant. I love it.
it looked a lot better, I have to say.
That doesn't go into the throwaway Christmas card pile. That goes into the save Christmas card pile.
Yeah.
Well, I'm honored to be in your saved pile.
Not many get saved.
So that little song, Jean, comes from the book, isn't it? Doesn't it?
Love to eat them
The
mousies.
Mousies, yeah.
I don't know. It was my
feel-
sister really loved. She said it as Clyben, and she loved. She
Clyben.
had Clyben sheet set. She had a cat named Clyben, and it was on the pillows of the
Right.
sheet set. So
Right.
that's how I know it.
Huh. That's amazing.
And that cat, she got it. It was a rescue. He lived to be 21 years old. He was a great cat.
It was a good- I know. I think my parents had the book, so I remember that song. I remember seeing it. I remember like as a cartoon.
Mhm.
I remember that. So, yeah. All right. So we've got about 10, 15 minutes left, little somewhere in between there. Everybody do your last little bits on this. And then what I'd like to know is tell me something that this lesson taught you. What you learned from this lesson.
I mean, I learned about climbing the cat.
Thank God we're like still imparting important information.
I definitely learned that even when doing a face, the darks need to be darker.
Yeah, it's really what happens in like magazine photos is they airbrush them out so you can't see them. But if you want to see what a person really looks like, you need to add them back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember also that as always with drawing, we have like just a couple bags of tricks, right? We've got the we have our we have our shapes, getting our shapes right and in the right places. We have our darks and our lights. So we have to push those a little bit more, right? Because that's all we have to show depth. So the darks always are a little bit darker than you think they should be. Lights are always, particularly on the face. What else? Anybody else learn something? Addie, what about you? Did you learn anything from this lesson? Was it helpful?
Yeah, I did. So I mean, I again, like, the face is a lot darker than it seems. And
Yeah.
just kind of like, it's the same format for each face. So it's just like really helpful.
Yes. Excellent. Tosh, what about you?
I guess for me, it's the opposite, like understanding the how highlights change.
Yeah. How the highlights change everything. Yeah. And Melissa, what about you? Besides the fact that you like to draw fat heads.
I guess just like practicing the understanding the proportions, because that's really the important thing. Because if you understand how it's all supposed to be, like geometrically, I just made up that word, but like you know, like how it's all, how like the measurements and like learning, because you never really know, like who knew that like your eyes are in the center of your head,
right? I know.
So, like, practicing like learning like the proportions and where everything is situated.
It's, you know what I like to think about it? I like to think about it as a map. I have a map of where things are. And it helps to know generally where things are because they're different than you think, right? And then it helps to measure. It's like you have a road map to decide kind of where things are so that you can start to create the shapes that you want. And we always think the eyes take up much more space than we do. We always think the ears take up way less space, right? Because we don't really look at them when we're focusing on someone. Yeah, very well. What was the word?
Geometrically. Geometrically. That's a new word.
Geometrically, I think that's perfect.
It's a scientific word that discusses how the different facial places are. Yes. I don't know. I think I don't want to.
I love it.
I'm making up words now.
I love it so much. Also, that means that you're really in right brain because you start to lose your words. That's when you really know you're focused on the right brain, which is like shapes and darks and lights, because you stop being able to speak. You're like,
that's why I'm like that. Or maybe I'm drunk or something. No.
If you're drinking wine, it probably helps. But
yeah, I wish I was. I should have, right? Be a little more.
You are
definitely
welcome.
Helps.
You are welcome to drink wine if you want to. Of course, for you and I, it's a little bit early in the day, but you know, hey, it's never too early to. It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock where they are. So
Yeah,
it's way past 5 o'clock here.
Red wine.
Exactly. Well, Melissa, we're so happy to have you join the group. It's very nice. I hope you'll come back and do more classes.
Yeah,
I have
great to have you. My work, it just depends on like when my day kind of ends and stuff. So
right. Also, just to let you know, here I'm going to remove the spotlight here because I think we're all pretty much done.
It did make an eyeball, just so you know.
All right, send it over, show it to us. Also, Melissa, there's classes during
great.
Good job, Addie. Good job, Addie. But look actually at the dark area between, look at the area between the eyebrow and the upper lid. It's darker. Remember how dark it was when you were like, so that whole area. So where the eyebrow is sitting is kind of right. This is actually a really fantastic thing. It feels really good. Run your finger over your eyebrows. If you guys run your finger over your eyebrows, you'll feel, right? It feels so good. This is actually an acupressure point. Like it's right where the eye socket starts to turn in. You can feel this is where, so up here it's light. Down here it's a dark. Then the eyelid sticks, the lid between the upper lid line and the, you know, this part here, that sticks out a little bit. So that's a little bit lighter, then it goes dark again. So yeah, actually you can totally see these dark, right, areas kind of right here. and you can feel where they start to turn. Anyway, Melissa, I wanted to tell you, well, look, take a look at it and see, right? Don't just make it dark. There's the turn too, right? So, but good job. You did really good. You did really good. Next week, we'll be doing more. Melissa, there are more classes. There's a class on Saturday that's really good. So if you want to jump into other classes, we'll also like be focusing on this, but if you miss a class, you can catch all of them on the YouTube channel for free. So I will have recorded them. So I'll make sure you have that link. I'll send it over to you. Okay. Anyway, lovely to see everybody. Excellent work. I think we're kind of all done here, right? Are we done? We done with this thing? Tasha's still working. Jenna's still working. Jessica's still working. They're all still working, but I think we're all done here. So next week we will start with the face, and great to see everybody. Good work today, you guys.
Question: Do we have to find a face that's straight on, or are you giving up?
I'm gonna find one, so don't worry about it.
Okay, good. Because like I realized how long ago it was the first time I did a face. We had to find a face that was straight on, and the face that
it's really hard.
The image that I chose and that I drew was Kevin Spacey.
Oh yes, I remember.
It was
that was a long time ago.
Broke, and now I'm like, ew, I have to throw it away.
That was many years ago.
Yeah.
That was many years ago. Like 5 years ago. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, hopefully my teaching has gotten a little better since then. So, all right, you guys, we'll see you, some of you tomorrow, some of you next week. Come when you can. Bye-bye. Thanks for coming, everybody. Great work.